So you mentioned Ethereum, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I had a conversation with someone named Robert Beatles, who's my partner in Monarch. And Beatles is the guy who he's known as Beatles in the crypto world. Was the first person that really spoke to me about crypto in a very sober way that I could connect with. Like I was hearing these, oh, it's going to 1 million. It's going to be this. There's going to be no more money except for bit. And I was like, that's just fucking nonsense to me. Like that's just nonsense. It never made sense. And it was very obvious that, you know, when you're looking to sort of manipulate something and keep the bubble going, that once something goes to 30,000, you have to say it's going to 1 million, because if it's just going to 45,000, that's not good enough for the average person to want to invest. So they start creating all these unrealistic expectations. It'll be 1 million by the end of the year. Come on, I mean, but he came to me with a very, very different take on it, and really, he was the first person that was really listen, number one, it's digital gold. It's not currency. It's not designed to be currency. It's never going to be currency. It will never function well as currency because it's gone in a completely different direction. You cannot use it. He was like saying, you cannot use it as currency because it's a shitty currency. He goes, it's an incredibly efficient store of value. And it becomes more and more of a store as more people start to buy it, and there's more nodes and more broader representation, right? Yeah. But he also said to me this morning, because we were talking about Monarch and the ability to use the Ethereum blockchain. He's like, honestly, the Ethereum blockchain just really sucks. He goes, I hate to say it. He goes, I mean, it is so flawed in so many ways. And it's really a shame because he's a brilliant guy, Vitalik Buterin. Yeah. But it's just really, really crappy at doing what it's supposed to do. It's slow, it's expensive, it's cumbersome. And all these things that are supposed to get fixed never get fixed. And it's still being fucked with, and it's still not really working the right way. And he gave me examples of other chains that are far more effective that really, so, do you think, and I listen, and again, I'm an expert in the business side of crypto more than in the actual technical side of, what happens with I'm pretty well versed, but there's some things I'm just haven't really dug so far down the rabbit hole yet, right? But do you think that Ethereum is going to be the surviving smart contract standard, or is something going to come along that really just, has a lot better functionality and replaces it?
Yeah, I mean, I personally think Ethereum's always going to be around. Like, I think they are always trying to make it better. We recently had an upgrade, the EIP 1559, and that's basically that burns Ethereum with every transaction. So it's
they burned 16,000 Ethereum the other day, right? And it's supposed to be a little faster. But is it? The question is it putting a Band-Aid on a cancer patient? I don't want to say I'm long Ethereum, just so you know. I have a lot of Ethereums. I didn't mean that like it's going. I don't think it's dying. I'm just saying I just don't think it's very efficient.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we've seen like so many different layer 2 solutions like Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, which is Matic, just blow up because the gas fees on that are nothing. The gas fee for a transaction, is going to be in the pence. Correct. It's going to be hardly anything. And I think that's why there's been so much adoption. I mean, Binance, I can't even remember what the market cap went to when Bitcoin was around 65K, but it was astronomical. And we've got things like Polkadot, Havil coming out. We've got Cardano Pulse as well. There's so many different ones that are trying to compete with Ethereum in that number one spot. And I think we will see them get there. But I also think as well, as you said, you're going to have your Androids and your Apple. There's going to be different use cases, I think, for the different blockchains.
What are your thoughts on this whole move? This initial phase 1 crypto adoption is based on centralized solutions for a decentralized technology. So I look at things like an exchange like Coinbase as being kind of laughable in a sense that it's the exact opposite of what crypto represents. It's like literally a centralized solution for a decentralizing force, and it's like shoving a square peg in a round hole. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, like Coinbase is a real like starter platform. I think like anyone getting into crypto, it's kind of a really easy, friendly to use platform. It's got a certain list of assets listed. If you want to then go for a more complex decentralized route, you use Uniswap or SushiSwap. You don't have to KYC, you don't have to use any kind of information. And that's really, really blown up recently. And I think that's also going to continue the push for sort of the decentralization of crypto. A lot of people trade and they don't want to KYC, they don't want to give information. Me personally, I don't mind, I pay my taxes, I do this, do that, so
I think that's a problem, by the way. That part, I think that aspect is going to be a problem for crypto. I think that needs to stop. Not to say it needs to stop, but I don't think that's possible for crypto to flourish in the shadows like that.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly why regulation, although I think it's gonna have a real impact, and a lot of people are going to be scared and then they're going to pull out. I think it is going to be needed for the mass adoption of cryptocurrency as a whole. We've seen so many things just blowing up recently. The whole NFT landscape, obviously DeFi as well, and it'll be interesting to see how regulators approach that and what they do and how quickly they actually act on that.